Hello. How's everybody doing? Doing good. Today, I hope this is amazing. Okay, we're back for another wacko beta read. This should be amazing. So, really quick, I want to give a huge shout out to Javier for giving us permission to beta read this wonderful piece of work. This could be amazing. So, before I go into anything, quick plugs. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Uh, Not Every Star Night, my second book. Feel free to pick this up. Wonderful. Bright Dreadful Sun. Ooh, so scary. And of course, the Yamikage, the library edition. And no, I am not on time with that. It is overdue, and I'm gonna replace it, put it back. Anyways, so what are we doing here today? For people who don't know, I'm Michael Wormsanta, 5-star beta reader, ghostwriter, editor, published author. Oh my goodness, so many things are going on. But yeah, so what are we doing here? We are doing a speed beta read. So for people who have not seen these videos, these are actually getting pretty well. I like how these are getting well receptive. So beta read on my end could take hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Comes with a report and line by line edits. So what this is it's basically that package really fast. It's really fast. So how do we do this? We look at this manuscript, or rather, I don't like saying I too much. I'm not a selfish man, but I gotta say I here. Aye, aye, Captain. What are we doing here? We're doing a speed beta read. So it's basically a compression of those beta reads I usually do. But I'm looking at this as a fresh eye, as if I'm a brand new reader. Every single time, I do not read ahead. I've glanced ahead, but I did not read ahead. So this is pretty interesting. This is one of the first ones I've gotten, even on Fiverr, even on Upwork, everywhere else. That is a choose your own adventure. Now that is pretty interesting. There's a lot of things to consider with that. Let's still consider the literary fundamentals. Let's still consider everything that needs to be there. But this could be very interesting. I'm very excited. So the novel is called Pull or Play. Pull or Play. Can we do both? I don't know. So let's just jump into this. This is gonna a little bit longer chapter, ladies and gentlemen. We only do more chapters on these video reads because if we did the whole book, I think I'd be here forever. Also, the lag seems to be doing pretty well here, which is good. So, okay, so title page. What would I do in that title page? Alternative font. I would increase the font size. I would also change the author font as well. Really small, confined. I know this is probably in maybe infantile stages, but yeah, I would definitely stylize that front page. Really make it pop. I would even add like some sort of image there to stylize. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, maybe not that. So let's go. Go. Taking a little slow over here. Move, 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 move. Download now. Oh, okay. So this is probably gonna be like a Kindle type thing. All right. Editor's choice. Rating of 3.4. What? Uh, I don't know. This that's a little bit strange. I don't know if thing's running away from me. Sorry. In case you haven't noticed that every video is a brand new technical issue. But let's say okay, okay. Don't move, don't move. It's moving on its own. All right. Okay. Come back. Come back to me. Come back to me. All right. I think it stopped moving. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, and screen is over there. Pretty interesting. Okay, so let's take this piece by piece. This one might be a little bit difficult since there's all the different things here. This brings me back to Ghostbusters, Goose, Goosebumps. It brings me back because I know when I was younger, I read so much Goosebumps that are just like this. So that's definitely going to be my focal point. Now we got to realize that in those books, they had their own climaxes for each and every storyline. They had their own plot types. It was very different. So, pretty interesting. So, if you have various different variables, what are they called? Variables. They might have different branches of plot types and all different types of things. So, let's see what's going on. So, download now. Pull a play. Go to page 3. No, but back on the shelf. No, I'm gonna go to page 3. I'm gonna actually take. I'm not gonna play the game. I'm gonna evaluate this. So okay, so let's end. Tired of matching with people who's completely wrong, who are completely wrong for you. Who's God? That says who. Somebody might read that really wrong. Tired of matching people who are completely wrong for you. I'll separate that. Anyways, going on endless dates with people you have nothing in common with. So that needs to be reformatted as well. Get a question mark in there. Uh, or even worse, they tell you that this is a run on sentence, that they have mortal enemies and need you to wire them your life savings. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so I love especially this when you got the humor in there. That's really good. because something with this Goosebumps did it really good with scary. It looks like he's taking the humor romance approach. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Well, wave goodbye to those days. A lot of telling here. Okay, so we're in. It looks like we're in either third person omniscient or what we might break out into a narrator first person perspective. We got to double check. We don't have that information yet. So, with that being said, if you're writing in first person perspective where the narrator has an opinion, you're definitely going to want to watch out. Okay, how they interact. But if you're writing in third person omniscient, which is what I would recommend for this style, an unbiased style, I would double check because right here you have a lot of quirkiness. So let's double check. Technology, spell right. There's a lot of errors, but that's fine. That's fine. We're not here to judge errors because this is in infantile stages. So oh, okay, okay. So you download the app. It's like a dating app a little bit. Polar Play Technology is developed by the eggheads at NASA. NASA. NASA's a space company. Oh my goodness, casual fling. Our app is different from other markets. It utilizes verticality. Mister, a lot of grammar errors. Maybe just clean it up a little bit. Our app is completely different from others in the market. We go on the days of constantly swiping left. With Polar Play, we go up. That's sick. Okay, I see a lot of potential here. Don't forget, let's get some imagery. Let's get some aesthetic setting. Now, this is going to be a little weird critique. Because there's so many different videos. So reviews, Ravi Mumbai, number 1 star. Oh, okay, this is 1 star. The asterisk. Have not matched with a single real girl in months. Lots and lots of bots. This seems to be an app used by hookers. What the? Then the app suddenly put a cap on how many people in a 24-hour period have the audacity to pay a monthly. Do not waste the money. Okay, I like how this author is able to kind of like personify different types of voices in here. Really, I love when authors do that. It's like it's borderline schizophrenic in a way, in a good way, because you're writing for so many different voices. That's a lot of our authors. A lot of authors have that little inkling in them where they could kind of bring out different voices. If I could have left 0 stars, damn. Oh man, okay. They gave me a free month if I changed. Oh, okay. So this is kind of weird because it's technically structured like dialogue in a way, but it's CMS, Chicago Manual style. They have certain letter format, but nowadays it's a little bit different because we have text messages. They actually have a text message format, but as opposed to this review format, I've never seen something like this. I don't think CMS has an exact thing to this. Would I put dialogue tags? Yes, I would put dialogue tags. I would also stylize this, maybe add some different stylize. Ingrid Oslo. Now, if these are characters that were actually going to be in the novel, I would recommend last names. Uh, but it doesn't seem that these are characters. These are random people. Usually, when you start a novel, you want to love your characters. You want to really get into your characters. So we're starting off the novel. I've never seen this before. But we're starting off the novel with complete strangers. We know they're probably not going to be in there. We'll double check. We'll double check. We don't know that yet. I'm gonna have to speed past a lot of this. Not a lot of this, but I'm gonna have to really kind of sum this up because we've got 24 pages over here. Thank you for your feedback. We'll let pull up play or you can call it pull out, pull out and play. Working tirelessly, your experience is smooth as possible. Welcome to Polar Play, the app getting fun. Okay, I would eliminate right there. We've kind of already had that information. Try to present new information. Plot movie. The app is putting back fun amount of dating. What I would love is to see a logo. I would love to see a logo. Are you a man or a woman? Looks like somebody already checked off man. More options. Yeah, like you could put non-binary and all that. Really include the entire spectrum here. You are looking for a man, and you'll see that in new dating. Like if you go on Bumble, Bumble doesn't have these 5 options. They don't even have the prefer not to say or the more options we see here. They actually have the list now. They have the whole list, which is of course I wouldn't recommend putting that here, but I really appreciate that. That's really interesting. What are you looking for? A man, a woman, everyone else? What are you looking for? A relationship? So it seems like somebody has already crossed out. Okay, so we're going to be in the perspective of somebody else, it seems, because somebody has already crossed this off. Now, if you're doing something unbiased, I would leave all these check marks, these horizontal lines. I would take them out. What is their height? Short king. Oh, I would take that out because you had the option to become a one. So take out short king. Too tall. What is your build? Slim tone, athletic. Interesting. What about your location? Your geolocation. I think that's what it's called. Profile. Man, my other screen is going so slow right now. That's a new one too. Okay, skinny, fat, dad, bod. Ladies and gentlemen, try to get a little bit more edits before you send this. It's totally fine though. I understand. All right, tell us a little bit about. But this might just be me, but when his profile goes, So we're inserting a narrative, first person perspective narrative. It may clash with a third person omniscient if we go there. Let's double check. I feel I'm a part of the movie where my love interest could be introduced. I wonder if this is going to be a rom com. I wonder if I'm hoping I could see a relationship unfold. I'm hoping I could see a success story. Profile photo. I wouldn't get so worked up on this profile picture. Your photos. Maybe put. I mean, if we're going to be somebody else's perspective, maybe put their picture for stylizing. That could add the extra little push here. Because right now, it's nice, but it still feels like it needs a lot of elevation, a lot of elevation. So if this is gonna play, this seems like one of those books that would need like some graphics, definitely to elevate. So it seems like Zahra. Oh, okay. Last names. Get some last names in there, and yeah, going with that, I would stylize. I would put pictures. Now, what can you use? Can you use a model? That may be expensive, but what you can use. This is really interesting nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. AI generated art, artificial generated art. They have certain websites. I forgot what it's called, but a lot of authors are using this, where you could print out you literally just type in, this information, blonde eyes, this ethnicity, this type, and AI will literally generate, which will, take away the copyright issues of using somebody else's picture. Distance less than 1 mile. I would like to see the current location. If we're going to spend time with the main character, for example, I would like to, really get to know this person. So, with that being said, 19 years old makeup artist. You need a license for that. Double check. Student. Don't take life seriously. Eventually, all that. I would really kind of go into their bios. I would make their bios a nice narrative. I want to go one note here. I would kind of really expand that a little bit more. So it looks like perhaps, like, let's say me, I get to pick. I will not be turning to the pages. I'm going linear. I'm going linear down the line because I'm critiquing on the fundamentals here. I'm not playing the game here, but I am excited. When the book is published, I will play the game. That is fun. Okay, so looks like I matched with Zara. Okay. All right. So what we have here is basically something that does not work with me almost 90% of the time. Maybe I would say maybe 75%. Something that always rubs me the wrong way is ping pong dialogue. Onion chops. Onion chops. We're getting barraged with onion chops here. Um, so with that being said, this is an interesting thing because we're in our own personal perspective here as well, but it's clashing with the first person perspective because it looks like somebody else is speaking for us. So with that being said, these onion chops, they need elevation. So go ahead and really elevate, get those dialogue tags in there. I would use them. I would not use this. This is not even screenwriting format. So if you want to do a screenwriting format, that's pretty good. There's a book called How to Write Short Scripts. I have it over here. Great. With that being said, this onion chop ping pong dialogue, I would remove it and reformat. This could use a lot of elevation. So with that being said, double check. Did we go to Sunrise School? Yeah, you don't remember me. Yeah, I would like to see their initial first impression because once you had that initial first impression, it's a lot of emotion. So I would construct narratives. I would put a lot of this in novel format, especially since we have the dialogue in novel format. When you meet somebody on a dating app, there's so many emotions that you see, like maybe your first impression. There's so much emotion you could bring out with that. So I would show a nice narrative. I wouldn't jump into dialogue. In my opinion, I would also put tags. How is this woman going to sound? I think Zara was 18. So let's take that into account. I would raise their ages to like 21 past because actually these dating apps could be pretty dangerous for especially young women. Very impressionable. I would put them past 25, in my opinion. Why would you do that? Because that's when the prefrontal cortex is fully solidified. Um, how are we gonna get character development? This is what I'm gonna. LOL, you're too cute. TBF. So people don't say LOL in real life, so don't take that out. This is where you could use a dialogue tag. She laughed in a cute manner as she clinked her glass and took a sip. Something like that. Crush back and hook, chubby dorky, want to meet up. How is this moving the plot? Okay, I see what's going on. Okay, so this is the conversation they're having on the app. Still, I would utilize dialogue tags in a way. Maybe like the narrative to dialogue balance. We see a narrative here, and I nervously tug the floor. Stuff in my shirt. Go ahead. Character profile being presented. Really elevate. Bow tie. Interesting. I never wore a bow tie on a date. Uh, oh, that's funny though. I like this character. Elevate this character. I like how he's already kind of like being a little dorky. So sleeve. What kind of shirt he's wearing? See, these are some things you can insert because when you're going on a first date, you really put a lot of pressure on yourself to look good. Sometimes, I mean, it really depends. Like you can put cologne as sensory detail. Maybe he's got a lot of cologne or something. I panicked. I look back at my eyes. So we're not playing this game as if we're in our own eyes. We're playing this game as in this unknown character, Omar. Omar. It looks like that man might be the name. So with that being said, don't rush into this. Okay, I would start. You know what? I would conclude. I personally would recommend including almost like a prologue type of format. Don't call it a prologue, but an initial like large body narrative that kind of really explains things. It really brings out that main character first, and then go into the app information. Especially since we're spending time. This dialogue is a little sloppy here too, brother. No, we're still in the infantile stages. Not here to. It's the editor to me, just kind of going like, wait. Is Zarian. Take out the the screen's moving by itself. Let's see. Yeah, reformat this dialogue. This is really confusing. This whole page here, page number 6. It's like a car crash, a train crash of dialogue. Uh, Bad thing? No. I mean, we're in the first draft, so you just need some elevation. Zara push past like constructed. See, especially with something like this, presentation is really important because this is going to be some sort of literature that can be very confusing. Already, it can look confusing. I think that would be the primary challenge here is getting over that reader dissonance confusing factor. So double check because we get the impression as if we are going to have our own perception in here, like we're going to have a say. Because when we're having this dialogue, it's almost like I would rather see a novel where the character goes through this, and he's the one that picks it. He's the one that goes through all this. Where we're following him as opposed to like, oh, we get to pick. I'm still kind of piecing things together, so correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the impression is the reader's supposed to pick, and then we follow the main character storyline if they choose that. What I would recommend doing is eliminating a lot of that and having the character go through all these different dates. I recommend eliminating this pick as you play style, just because of what the execution right here, uh, falling a little flat, really dialogue heavy. But what I do like is he's got those dialogue tags in there. Some of them are pretty elevated, but it's still in that ping pong format. Double check that you're having that narrative to dialogue balance. Very important there. Okay, 17 minutes. Whoa, I'm on page 6 out of 24. So I'm gonna try to. I don't want to speed past this, but I'm gonna kind of pick up the pace a little here. What you go on the app that could go ahead and put the name of the app there. We're gonna forget that name. Pull and play is the name of the title, but don't assume. I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to mess around the app, so you guys get to play dating. Seems harsh. No. Get that dialogue. Okay, so now we have the italics. Italics usually personify internal dialogue as opposed to external, but a lot of people use them to stylize. That's totally okay. Take out words like that. Filler words, fluff, like get that can all go. Look at all this stuff. That could be moving the plot forward. We're gonna have different variables and plots here. Get some last names in there. Okay, so the character Ibrahim, it looks like he's kind of being a little bit offensive over there. Uh, Man, I would try to. I don't know what I would do there. That's a little bit weird. I would actually take that out, to be honest. But I like how the humor is in there. Man, that's a tough one. What would you do with that? Maybe just say I would describe the other character's reaction. But I do like she says a bit small no, but I would more like be like, what did he just send me? What is? Oh my goodness! I look at you. Why did you send me this thing? Anyways, moving down, going down, going down. This format is very confusing. And here's why: is because we need that strong attachment to our characters. So we're already in a lot of different characters. A lot of this is seeming a little info dumpy. So double check. Dumpy is okay. Maybe not info dumpy. It seems like a lot of info dump, but it's not info dump because it's not unbiased information. What it is, it's like a collaborative of a lot of different dialogue that has this appearance of an info dump. It's taken away from that entertainment factor. Spend the time really elevating the main character. If I'm going to be on dates, I'm going on the dates with him as the fly in the wall here. I would really elevate that main character, really just really up it up. I'm gonna have to skip. I'm at 20 minutes. YouTube. It takes a long time to download. I actually have another one right after this too, so I have to double check here. It looks like I already got the main kind of critiques out of the way because the rest of this is just kind of like a rinse and repeat. Um, Plot movement is going to be really hard to figure this out. I'm trying to piece together like we see a lot of like fluff dialogue. Go back and look at things that are not moving the plot forward, not moving character development, not even contributing to setting. Spend time elevating those literary fundamentals. Don't neglect them, even though this is like kind of a pick your adventure format. Uh, Maybe go back and read all those Goosebump books. See how they do it. Because if I recall, they always laid that strong foundation with the main characters. They kept the main characters to a minimum. I remember that they didn't have this wide cast in these books, and I think that's the better route to take. Is they had maybe one or two or three, maybe just a handful of characters. Man, I remember there was one that was like it was so funny. It was like a peanut butter jelly goosebump where there was like an evil sandwich eating the guy, and there's actually escape routes too. There's so many different interesting variables. Uh, Man, there's a mathematical term to describe it is variables, but there's a process to this. Sitting up and down a vegetable, I shovel stew into my mouth. Pot wash clean smokes a 7 cigarette a day. Yeah, a lot of this seems irrelevant in a way, and I really want to do this justice the best I can. You ugly C word. Maybe take out. There's no need for that. I could see how you're trying to. Oh, nice. Watch out for those harsh words. It could be really off-putting because they are sticking out like a sore thumb. Food in the fridge, super noodles. A lot of unnecessary capitalization. Double check that. Open the app. Yes, go to page 10. This needs a lot more drafting. I would consider a lot more drafting, maybe three. One for really elevating everything. Two for just kind of making sure all those plot holes are fixed if there's any plot holes, which I'm sure there's gonna be, just because it's the format, not because of the writing. And on top of that, then you got the last one for the spelling errors, which is I'm seeing a lot. I stir up the spice section, the watery noodles, Saturday in the morning, doodly doo, come across as a psycho. Like this main character, I have no connection to the main character. So spend that time elevating. And I'm a fast reader, so I'm registering this in a way, but I wish I could really zone in on this. I have the worst shift of mind. That's a tell, not show. You want to show, not tell. Go bring the reader through that situation. Um, There is ha ha ha. Maybe you can take that out. Quite formal building. Okay, I saw a setting there. I can still see it over here, elevating in a way. Maybe some sensory detail in that club. It's there in the club situation up there. You guys can't see it, but I can see it. Maybe elevate the setting, get some music in the mix. Sensory details, candy for the reader mind. Sensory details, candy. Zahar, Zahra. So I don't. there's a lot of foreign names in here. So I want to establish what country we're in. That could help. Or America's a mixing pot. Okay. If this is an American, that's one thing. But double check, get some last names in there, and just be really clear. Where are we? Maybe I missed it, but this needs this big picture. It's focusing on the micro events. You still need that big picture as well, and this is very complicated. I would remove the pick as you play format, even though I understand that it's like kind of a fundamental piece of the book. I would remove that format because I would rather spend time, from an entertainment standpoint. I would rather spend time with an elevated main character and see how he develops after going on all these dates. Uh, the presentation could use a lot of work. Okay, so we got sensory detail right there, and the club is rammed full of people. The smell of alcohol. See, that's good. Okay, really good, really good. Sensory detail. Elevate that setting. Maybe get some colors. Maybe really pizzazz that, especially if you're in a nightclub. That could really go. Also, nightclub can be very frustrating for a date. It can get really loud and all. That's like kind of going to a date, first date to a concert. Uh, Really odd expectations there. Have I been there? I think so. Yeah. There's a lot of swears in here. Off-putting. I would take them out. A lot of swears. No need for them. That's the thing. It's not. It's just there's no need for them. Oh, we saw a little something right there. Go back. Man, I am screaming. I'm screaming over here. Uh, a lot of ping pong dialogue here. There actually is, I believe, CMS recommendation for text messages. And here's how CMS structures it. It's one line here and then one line there. So it goes left page orientation, central space, and then right page orientation, next message. And it's kind of like it's like a left, right, left. That's the CMS format or suggestion, rather. I don't quote me on that, but I believe I've looked that up several times. Let me double check. Because I have gotten manuscripts where there's a lot of text messages, and then they're written out like really they're formatted in a weird, interesting way. Um, so I'm just reading here. Six fiends. Fiend is I think fiend was spelled wrong. I'm registering this. Fish leg. This needs a lot of restructuring on the presentation. There's so many swears. There's the entertainment factor is being really bogged down. It's like giving that false impression. So it's the pick as you go a little bit, but then it's reading as if it's a novel with the succession of settings. Uh, Man, I would like if you're gonna do this push and play, I would like a lot of open-ended questions. That's the way I would present it. Is I would use questions as opposed to having this main character really convoluted, kind of going through his experience. Because I'm thinking, because I thought I would be able to read this and be like I would be able to put myself into this. I'm basically transforming into the perspective of somebody I do not know, and that person is not elevated. So and look at that. He takes the box for me. That could go. I would rather have a novel that I would repurpose this. I would repurpose this so it's novel format, and remove the push as you play or the pull, the pick your own adventure. Remove that in my opinion, just because it's already so written out. But if you're stuck on the pick your own adventure, maybe I guess keep this one. Maybe if you for future reference, I would do it so it's the reader involved because that's what I thought and that's what I would have wanted. That's what I really would have wanted is for me to go on those dates with the people and kind of have them ask me questions and then the narrative says how are you going to respond if you respond like this like multiple tasks like I want to be involved with this and I'm not involved. So I thought I was going to be a huge player and like I thought I was going to be able to play the game. Looks like I'm following somebody else that's playing the game. uh that character's not elevated. I want to fall in love with the character, especially if I'm going on these intimate settings with this main character. Definitely I would double check that. How many pages we got left? We're on page 22. Same here. Presentation is broken. It's just all over there. It's like really. There's so many swears. There's no need for the swears. I know, it's fine, but it's fine to swear in a novel, but or for to swear in literature, but right here it's kind of off-putting because it sticks out like a sore thumb. Uh, that's it. Very good. Oh wow! So we're at 27 minutes. Very good. Very good. Interesting. Very creative. Okay, so I like how the author's presenting this big like creative presentation. Really cool. Definitely more on the critical side with this one, just because there seems to be so many nuances that can be fixed. I would repurpose this completely so it's in novel format as opposed to the pick as you play, because that pick as you play is not involving the reader in the way that I thought it was going to be. It's a little misleading. But I would either A, repurpose this so this is a novel format, really elevate the main character, make us fall in love with the main character. That's the thing. A good character, we like a good character. A great character we love. If I'm gonna go follow this person on dates, I want to love that character. I want that character to succeed. I want to know everything about the character. I want that character to have challenges. I really want an elevated main character, and then I want to see this main character go on all these dates, and then every single time it's a little bit of a breadcrumb, leaving more plot movement, leading to him leading to him either likely falling in love. What I mean? That's the type of genre this is. It's romance. It's clearly a romance in certain ways, but it's got this creative construction. Now, presentation, of course, I'm not going to comment on presentation because this is first draft and all that. Needs a lot of elevation, a lot of elevation. A lot of things are falling flat. Just because there's so much going on, it's really confusing. It's taken away from the entertainment factor. But, is it in a bad place? No, no. Just double check certain things. Maybe reread or reread, rewatch this. Sometimes maybe write down some notes if you want. I'm just beta readers are just giving their opinion. We're if you're a good beta reader, you're giving that balance between compliments and constructive criticism. So I really want to get that in there. So I like how there's varying kind of what's the word here varying options. That's a lot of weird options. Like I think we got two different women at the beginning. I would increase their ages too. I wouldn't put them 18, 19. I would get them at 25, 24. There's a club scene too even. I mean I don't know. There's a lot of reader dissonance is what the word for this is. Reader dissonance. Yeah, but I love the creativity. I'm not going to call it an attempt because it is executed. So I like how you were able to execute certain elements. uh yeah, that's pretty much it. So have a great day. Like, subscribe. Good luck with the book, author Javier. And keep on writing, ladies and gentlemen. Keep on writing. And if you want to read more books like this, I recommend the Goosebumps series. I recommend going back and kind of returning to that because then you can see how they do it. You can see how they are able to do. There's a lot of those too, and they usually do that by having this small cast, and it's really kind of you go here, go to like they have. I remember they have the format in the header, which is really fun. Uh, anyways, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe. Have a great day. Keep on writing. Don't stop writing. Never